incentives to determine how they vote. So again, if we want to change that, that would mean that we would have to support our candidates.
Yes.
If they run independent, more so, we have to ensure that we support our candidates. And when this thing about voting as a block, that would mean that we are voting black, white, and yellow. No matter which party a person runs under, we would be voting wherever we are voting in the interest of Garifuna. So only a person that is going to fulfill our mandate, we would vote.
Yeah.
So that would mean that has to be the case for Garifuna in Pureyola and Garifuna in wherever, Kyle North, Toledo East, no matter where we are, we would have to decide collectively that we would only vote for people who will work in our interest. But that has to be a collective decision that we make as Garifuna. And if we are going to ask our people to step up to represent, then we have to support our own. And I can tell you, having run for a position, my people did not vote for me, so I didn't get the position. Right? So that is a challenge that many Garifuna face who offer themselves up for office, whether it's in my case, it was for the Belize National Teachers Union, right? And this can happen with village councils, town council, area representative, or leadership in other entities, right? If we don't support our own, who we see have the interests of Garifuna at heart, if we don't give them the support, they cannot win. And so they will not have the position to lead. So that is the decision that we would have to make collectively, so that any of us who feels we are capable enough to step up, we can be confident that our people will be behind us. But if we don't support our own, then it's going to be a wasted effort. So I just wanted to add that.
What? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, again, I support what Ms. Ifa said for the last part. I do not subscribe to no political party at all. I don't subscribe to redistricting to a certain extent. And I'm speaking from a Garifuna point of view, because it doesn't benefit us. That's my feeling. We have been embedded in this red and blue long time. If a man or granny blue, we will follow the same trend. So we need to come out of that thinking there. We need to come out of that state of mind. So when it comes to politics and stuff, regardless, if we are not together, if we don't form our own political party, like that's basically to me what Ms. FIFA is saying. The black, white, and yellow. So not for one believe that a Garifuna politician represent Garifuna. That don't happen no way, no how. No Garifuna politician support Garifuna duo. I'm saying that they support their party first, their friends and their cronies, then maybe Garifuna. That's how the structure set up. The structure is not designed for us. It's already in place. It's not designed for us to benefit us any at all. So what we need to do, we need to form our own party. But who will do that? Carla, whether or not you the PPOP.
Dr. Gwen. Dr. Gwen. Final question.
No, well, for me, I support redistricting. I understand. I come from the view that one, we have to be real. When I saw my brother on TV, some people came they didn't understand, right? They want to know where he up to because they were on the political trail. But until we realize that we are in a system that has subtly and blatantly on Garifuna us, whether you want to admit it or not. We complain about the colonial masters, but some of it still colonial. The change is slowly coming because I've been to activities, they say formal attire. You know when I do on my Garifuna, when that now, right? In our own mind, that is not formal. You have to show your breasts. You have to show your parts. Your clothes have to stick to you. That all your and dums. That to them is formal, right? So we are in a system that we need to be a part of to make the change. And this system, you have to vote to get your leaders. That is the system. So we can't say we're not going to vote, we're not going to go whatever. This redistricting is more than, to me, more than sharing the pie equally. We have to look and think, is it the subtle racism that is happening? Where are our Garifuna communities? North, south, east, or west? South. How many representations they say we have? In my area, we have 2. Right? They don't add Toledo together. Now, I have had friends and work with UDP and PUP, and it's partisan. My late brother, Ivan Ramos, he tried, but they kicked him right out because they're not seeing what he was seeing. He was seen for his people, but they are seen for the party. So don't take this redistricting lightly. So I told some of the friends, pray for him. I pray for you, my brother. So we have to pray for him for taking the lead. Magaya had water. We want to give up easily. Like I told one, when Thomas Vincent Ramos and his team fought for Garifuna Settlement Day, it wasn't one trip to Belize City. There were many letters being written, many meetings, you know? And so if we want to make a change, we have to make sure that we stay focused. Me always tell him, can you do later, Nari? Because I tell him my joy is on my God, not on this earth. So I stay happy, but that doesn't mean that you're trampled for me. So we have to wake up. We have to see more than what is in front of us. This redistricting has to happen if we are to have voices, loud voices too. And some of us who are not afraid to speak, some of us who should be standing with us are standing against us anyway. They stand against us, ourselves. We but live. So I support this redistricting because it is more than figures. It is a plight. It is our plight. And our power is in our vote. When you say, I tell them, I'm not going to vote, you're allowing those corrupted people to go and keep being corrupted. Because you stand on the line, on the side, and the system is going. Whether you like it or not, that is the system that will bring the leaders. So most likely show up. Si a dad Roma, si a hanemela wahen yute, lu wagaindo, lu wigi nelo hadung le hapsebi. Same thing at the school level. Some people come, they rail up about decision made at PTA, but you do not attend the PTA. So those who you do not like, attend. And they don't find no reason. After all around you, lock, stock, and barrel, I'm family. They were rich with the children and all. Oh, I'm not gonna no babysitter. Eh? They bring them. So we have to open them and let figure show up. So this redistricting, this is more than only numbers. We have to see beyond it. Either Lela, half ago, go shoot at this is a knife. Aba hard down no wado, abate. Ayala, agree on ye wada. Wada ge my best to go to all people to get home megi.
All right.
See how megi wa malag le most baram. Yeah.
Sorry.
So
All right.
that's my
Thank you, Miss.
going sense on the matter.
One short comment, last one, and then we wrap up because we have Mr. Avila. We could put on the light too.
Compliment Mr. Enriquez for his efforts. And my view is action. Talk is cheap. You know, we can talk and talk and talk, and if we don't do anything, then it's like useless. So my recommendation would be to help Mr. Jerry Enriquez's effort. If every Garifuna could give $1, and we, in the name of NGC, I'm recommending to NGC that we take up the cause because when Jerry win, we win. Yeah, so we would have an initiative head by the NGC where we go countrywide, $1 per person. And then we put that dollar together and we say how much we got and we present it to him. And so the cause will continue. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Thanks.
I got a question. One question. To
I
Mr.
gotta go.
So, Mr. Harris, one question. How can the agency help?
Well, our first start is to donate to the cause. I tell you, I've been taking financial strain, for personal financial strain, so that'll be a great help. Thank you very much for that suggestion. And you will get receipt as to how that is spent. So you'll definitely know how that is. But let me wrap up. And I will leave my account number with you. Let me wrap up by saying this. After thanking you all for your contribution, Dangriga has the best port in all of Belize. A natural deep water port that could host cruise ships, large ships without dredging. In Belize City, they have to spend millions of dollars to dredge the sea floor just to get a small ship into port. Over and over, these politicians recognize that Dangriga is the best port in the country, where ships could dock and then distribute goods all over the country and into Guatemala. But these Belize City-based politicians prefer to spend millions and millions of taxpayer dollars to dig up the sea, destroy the ecosystem. Think about that as a part of redistricting because we do not have proper representation to call them out for these kinds of decisions. On that note, I want to thank you very much. I have much more to say about the name. Thanks. Very good, manager. Thanks.
Excellent and very informative.
You want this?
Presentation and very good and very proud of you. You're doing great. So the next presenter is my cousin. I have a lot of cousins here. Darius Avila and of course Mr. Gwen. So I will give an introduction of them. Mr. Darius Avila was born in Peine, Punta Gorda, and is a respected Belizean businessman, hotelier, and community leader. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration from the University of Belize and an Executive MBA from the University of the West Indies. After 14 years with the Belize Social Security Board, he founded Business Information Services and Systems Limited in 1998, a consultancy firm serving clients in Belize and internationally. In 2005, he and his wife Lisa opened Bear Suites, which earned Belize's Small Hotel of the Year award. Passionate about cultural preservation, he co-founded the Battle of the Drums initiative in 2006 to promote Garifuna language, music, dance, and community support. Mr. Avila also founded the Toledo Association of Businesses and served as chairman of the Southern Environmental Association, SEA. In 2010, he received Belize's Meritorious Service Award for his contributions to culture and economic development. He is also the chair of the Garifuna Language Commission. That's Darius. Aren't you the chair of Garifuna Language
No,
Commission?
I
Oh,
am.
Gwen.
Yeah, Gwen. We have co-chairs.
Oh, co-chairs.
Yeah.
He is a co-chair.
No,
of
sorry.
the-
Gwen represents NGC and Dr. Rita Enriquez, Battle of the
represent
Drums.
Battle of the Drums.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
very good.
I'm just the president of the Battle of the Drums.
President of the Battle of the Drums Secretariat. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Dr. Gwen Nunes Gonzalez is a distinguished Belizean educator, cultural advocate, and leader dedicated to the preservation and revitalization of Garifuna language and culture. Born in Hopkins Village and raised in Dangriga, she holds a doctorate in organizational leadership, correct? And higher education with a focus on intercultural bilingual education. Dr. Gonzalez represents the National Garifuna Council on the Garifuna Language Commission, where she serves as co-chair and plays a leading role in advancing the Garifuna language in schools program across Belize. She has developed educational resources and language learning initiatives that strengthen Garifuna literacy and cultural identity. A former educator and education administrator within Belize's education system, she has also served in leadership positions within community and cultural organizations, including, of course, the National Garifuna Council. Through her lifelong commitment to language preservation, cultural empowerment, and education, Dr. Gonzalez continues to inspire new generations of Garinagu in Belize and beyond. Dr. Gwen Nunes Gonzalez.
All right. No, we're good. Beat the rumble way, yo.
You see me what?
Gerard, along. Please.
Ayo basta daun pe hayabe.
All right.
Ayo basta daun pe hayabe.
Once again, double to Wago. Okay. Well, what's our Agwele? So, we want to share with you a jingle that we share in our Garifuna Language in Schools program. So, sir?
Mama, Lita, you been after around said dinner. Kaliwi.
Arance Dina.
No, this jingle was created by Juanita Mas. She's one of my online students, and so I would normally challenge them, sing a jingle that I've taught them, and she created this one, and I asked her permission so we can use it in our language in school program. So this is our signature tune right now. So, Engo Melanie will repeat. Arance dinner.
Arance Dina.
Arance dinner.
Arance Dina.
Lo
Lo.
Nayanuha.
Nayanoha.
Nayanuha.
Nayanoha.
Lida
Lida.
Garifuna.
Garifuna.
Lida
Lida.
Garifuna.
Garifuna.
Arance dinner.
Arance Dina.
Arance dinner.
Arance Dina.
Lo
Lo.
Nayanuha.
Nayanoha.
Nayanuha.
Nayanoha.
Lida Garifuna.
Lida Garifuna.
Agi Buguya.
Angi Bugoy.
Arance dina. Arance dina. Lo Nayanuha. Nayanuha. Lida Garifuna. Lida Garifuna.
Angi Bugoya.
Ange Bugoya. Arasedina. Arasedina. Lo Nayanwa. Nayanwa. Lida Garifuna. Lida Garifuna.
Angi Bugoya.
Ange Bugoya. Ogumesa debe nyu no ba agumesero. Debe nyu ni no bo ame agumesero. Aba biama uruwa kebo. Arasedina. Arasedina, Luna Yanua, Arasedina, Arasedina, Luna Yanua, Nayanoha, Lila Garifuna, Lila Garifuna, Adibuya, Adibuya, Arasedina, Arasedina, Luna Yanua, Nayanoha, Lila Garifuna, Lila Garifuna, Adibuya, Adibuya, Arasedina, Arasedina, Luna Yanua, Nayanoha, Lila Garifuna, Lila Garifuna, Adibuya, Adibuya.
All right, so I will give a brief presentation. Oh, sorry.
Those at the back, please keep the noise down as this presentation proceeds. I'm a very strict moderator, so please keep the noise down.
Okay, so I'm joined by the co-chair of the Garifuna Language Commission. I'll tell you all about that. In making this presentation to you, Garifuna language retrieval, a holistic and structured approach. What does that mean? So, just to go back a little bit, I think we could keep the lights on because I will not necessarily be asking you to look at this. I would like for you to focus on me. All right? All right. So, we heard about the Battle of the Drums, right? It is a Garifuna drumming competition and show held every year. And we started that in 2006. And last year, we celebrated our 20th year. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
And so, the Battle of the Drums, while it is referred to as a competition and show, it is also a Garifuna cultural retrieval and preservation initiative. How do we do that? We undertake this under three main strategic objectives. One, Garifuna language retrieval. Two, Garifuna drumming, singing, dance retrieval. And three, Garifuna community support. Under Garifuna language retrieval, we have things like annual summer camps that we have been having since 2008. We have the annual Garifuna translation contest for primary schools, which we have been having since 2008. We have the high schools Battle of the Drums, which we have been having since 2012. We have the support for 19 celebrations. The Battle of the Drums is arguably the only organization that allocates a budget to support 19 celebrations, particularly in Penny Punta Gorda, since 2007. So these are just some of the few things that we do at the Battle of the Drums. In terms of Garifuna language retrieval now, our flagship program, along with the National Garifuna Council, is our Garifuna Language in Schools program. So that is what I will be focusing on today, along with Rosia Gwen. Just so that we could go back to why is it this program is important. We all know what the circumstances are in terms of our language in Belize and perhaps across the world. While it is that our culture is strong, our dress, our food, our music, very, very strong. What is the weakest link?
Language.
The language, yes. So it was that recognition that started all of this. But I just want to bring you to a few points in terms of my presentation. So in 2001, what happened? Anybody? the UNESCO Declaration, where the Garifuna language, dance, and music was declared as a masterpiece of intangible heritage.
Of humanity.
Right? That's a very important declaration. And we have to commend people like Baba Roy. Please give Baba Roy a big round of applause. Andy Palacio was a big part of that. Marian Cayetano was a big part of that, among other people. So, at that time, the Belize's population of Garifuna speakers in 2001 was 3.4%. Now, we're not talking about population, we're talking about who were able to speak the Garifuna language. Back then in 2001, it was identified that only 3.4% of the population were able to speak Garifuna. Now, fast forward to 2022. What happened? UNESCO declared the Decade of Indigenous Languages. Decade, 10 years, 2022 to 2032. What was the state of the language at that time? Only 2% of Garifuna language speakers were reported in Belize. So between 2001, we were at 3.4%. To 2022, we are at 2%. So what are we seeing? A consistent decline, correct? Okay. Now, there was a recent document, a study that was done by Delmer Sim. Delmer works with the University of Belize, and I think he leads an indigenous cultures office, I believe, at UB. He put together a research referred to as systematizing the status of indigenous languages in Belize. In that assessment, he identified that although the Garifuna population in Belize increased slightly from 15,082 in 2010, so in 2010, only 15,000 away is in the entire population. Sorry? Somebody make the differ? Okay. All right, good. So, and now, in 2022, there has been a slight increase to 15,845, the last census. So, we don't have a whole lot of Garifuna people, but we have a whole lot of impact for Belize, right? So, we are not insignificant. That is what we should retain in our minds. Although the Garifuna population increased slightly, the Garifuna speakers declined from 8,442 in 2010 to 7,481 in 2022. So again, what we are seeing is a decline in Garifuna speakers. Which group do you believe is the most declined in? Is it the adults, youths, or children? Children and youths. Exactly. So, what does that say for us adults? We are not doing our jobs of teaching our children, right? So, that is very important for us to, first of all, before we go doing that, we should be doing this, right? And we should therefore be the change we want to see, right? And that is what we are doing with the NGC and the Battle of the Drums in terms of seeking to retrieve the Garifuna culture. Now, the Garifuna language. I want to highlight a few sayings there, if you could see that. Maybe we could take out the light a little bit, please. So, yes?
Sorry, for those who are parked in the parking lot, we're asking if you could please remove your vehicles because Going and Going is here to set up for our dance tonight. So if you are using the parking lot, could you please remove your vehicles at this time to remain them? the concrete park is not running here. Yes. There's a space. No, not the grass, but the concrete.
We shouldn't have allowed them for partner in the first instance. Okay, moving along, can I proceed?
Yes.
Okay, I want to bring you to these quotations, for these quotes here. Robert Alan Silverstein states, every 2 weeks another language disappears forever. Once a language is lost, humanity loses a part of our rich heritage. That is one, right? The second one, Nelson Mandela states, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, it goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, it goes to his heart. And then the third one, Rita Mae Brown states, language is the roadmap of a culture. It tells you where people come from and where they are going. So, if in fact we lose the language, then what happened to the culture?
Gone.
Right. So, can we put on back the lights, please? So, I want to give you a little background as to how it is we are where we are. So, recognizing all the impact, the negative impacts on our Garifuna culture, and particularly the language. At the time, at the NGC, the head was none other than Andrew McCastillo.
Okay.
Right? From Hopkins.
That's right. You got that. Bongs up there.
So, we had been like maybe 15 years. I am not doing my math correctly, but anyway, 2020, from 2006 to 2020. So, I reached out to Mick and I said, you know what? I believe we need to consolidate our efforts to target the most pressing issue, the elephant in the room, language, the Garifuna language. We at the Battle of the Drums are doing a few things. We have different individuals doing a few things. Dwelisi Primary School, have been amazing. And they have been doing what they're doing. But it has not translated into efforts in our various Garifuna communities. So it was important that we seek to move into our other communities so that, like my presentation heading says, a holistic approach where we are leaving no one behind. So that was 2020. Mick and I discussed, I said, yes, he will take it to his board. I took it to my board. And we agreed that we need to sign an MOU because we want to make sure that we are moving together. We document things and that we are thinking it through. That was in 2020. We also went ahead and we signed that MOU between the National Garifuna Council and the Battle of the Drums Secretariat. November 4, 2021, again, we discussed both organizations and said that, you know what? We cannot be doing everything, right? Battle of the Drums have its own, given its strategic objective, have its own amount of things it's doing. NGC has its own amount of things it's going. We need a group who are qualified, technical, and could lead the effort of retrieving the language in a structured way. And so the thought of forming the Garifuna Language Commission. And we sign on to that and develop a terms of reference for the Garifuna Language Commission, where we agreed that Battle of the Drums would have some members, and of course, the National Garifuna Council would have some members. So, Sorosia Gwen is the co-chair of the of the Garifuna Language Commission, representing NGC. Dr. Alberita Enriquez is the co-chair representing the Battle of the Drums. And we have other members from both NGC and the Battle of the Drums. So, moving forward then, In September 2022, the commission requested that the commission members, namely Surosia Gwen, Surosia Rita, and Mrs. Dativa Martinez, God bless her soul, develop a customized Garifuna language curriculum. Because, like I said, we want to be structured in our approach. So these three educators put together have over 100 years of teaching experience, right? Led that effort in developing the customized curriculum. Well, the ladies, they went quickly to work. This was in September 2022. In May of 2023, the Battle of the Drum Secretariat went and met with the Minister of Education, Honorable Francis Fonseca. And we said to him, we are currently working on a program where we would like to see the integration of the teaching of the Garifuna language in the school system. And we are asking your support, Minister, because we will bring it to you and your ministry for approval. That was in May of 2023. The ladies continued to work. The minister said, in principle, I approve. In principle, right? Well, that was a start. But put your documents together and submit it to me for review. So the ladies continued to work. In June of 2023, they presented a draft to the Garifuna Language Commission of that curriculum. And wow, we were blown away. We did not realize that we know what they bring to the table and how qualified they were and how this is their game. They know how to do these type of things. And all we could have said at the commission was that, well, came along. But we also tasked them. So, well, yeah, we have a curriculum, but there has to be service delivery. Who will teach it? Well, of course, the teachers. Are the teachers ready to teach? Well, given the demographics in our school system, we do not only have Garifuna teachers, we have all kinds of teachers from different cultures. And we have many Garifuna teachers who cannot speak the Garifuna language, right? So, what intervention do we need to put in place? Well, we agreed that there should be a professional development plan. We need to build the capacity of all these teachers so that the service delivery will be of a particular quality. And so, again, they went to work and they developed a professional development program that guides the building of capacity of these teachers. So, one, we have the curriculum. Two, we have the professional development plan. Then we thought, well, we do not only want to be building capacity, we want to incentivize it. How could be a way that we can incentivize it? Well, teachers need to maintain certain credits so that they could keep their teacher's license. So we said one of the asks to the minister, in addition to approving this program, would be to approve that the training that we will give will be accredited so that the teachers can then get credit that will factor into keeping their license. Well, so again, if you notice our thought process and how we are going about this thing, right? Deep thinking. And so by August of 2023, we were ready with the package. Curriculum, professional development plan. They asked that the training be accredited. We sent our package to the ministry in August of 2023. Thinking that, well, maybe by September, after all the celebration, we would have gotten approval. Well, that was not so. So September 2023 came, October 2023 came, November. So we said, okay, well, maybe before 19th, they might surprise with approval, right? And we could announce it for our November celebrations. Well, that was not so. Well, we started to follow. Well, you know what? The minister was clear with us. Just follow up with the CEO and the Chief Education Officer, and they will give the response, the official response. Well, all of this time, we were following up and following up, no response. In December 2023, we discussed at the commission, okay, what we will do. We want our Christmas gift. The best Christmas gift going to be the approval of this program. Well, sent another follow-up to the CEO. Then we got a response. The CEO said, oh man, I'm sorry, I did not see all your emails to me, but I promise you that before the Christmas holiday, we will review and give you a response. Well, Christmas came and went, and no response. And in January, we met at the commission again. I said, okay, what should be the strategy? How we need this thing approved, we want to move ahead. We then sent another follow-up to the CEO and said, please, we are urging you to look at it. We are ready to go and meet with you so that we can defend it if that is what we need to do. Take you through it so that we can explain what was the process in deriving the products, and then we could move ahead. Then the CEO, I guess a light bulb went off, and she said, yes, please come and meet with me in February. Well, we hastily went, gathered the crew, and we went and met with the CEO and the Chief Education Officer. And we structured our presentation to them. So Sir Gwen had a part, Sir Rita had a part, Mrs. Nativa Martinez had a part, and I had a part. And we made our presentation. I think that meeting did not last half an hour. The CEO said, approve. We are sending on a letter in writing. Everything clear. Yeah. So that was February of 2024. And then March, we received the official letter. April, Garifuna Survival Day coming up, we said we need to launch in commemoration of Garifuna Survival Day, and we did that in Uganda Hopkins at Holy Family School. So that was a big launch, and we started to roll. So that is more or less how we arrived at the approval of this program. The approval came by allowing 8 schools across southern Belize. 1 school in Barranco, St. Joseph Primary School, St. Peter Claver School in Peña Punta Gorda, Richard Quinn in Georgetown, St. Alfonso School in St. Bite, Holy Family in Hopkins, and Bulisi Sacred Heart and Holy Ghost in Nangriga. Those are the 8 schools. Now we're up to 10 schools because Airport Methodist School and Christ the King Anglican of Nangriga are now a part of the program. So, again, talking about being structured in our approach to things, because that is what will bring success. Our structure is as follows. If you could please just dim the light again for me. Thank you. So, at the top, the implementing agencies are the Battle of the Drums and the National Garifuna Council. We formed the Garifuna Language Commission. On the right, there is the monitoring evaluation team. Monitoring, evaluation, and learning team that should be. Actually, I'll speak about that a little bit shortly. Now, in between, we have school coaches. So we recognize that, again, in terms of there is a gap between the commission and the schools. We needed a bridge. And of course, the schools, they need support. So we identified a coach for each school in each community. We have Miss Ann here, who is a coach for
Holy Family.
Holy Family. And we have other coaches here. Sorry if I'm not seeing.
No.
All right. We have other coaches as well, one for each school. Right. Yes, of course. Miss Anita Barrett.
St. Alfonso.
St. Alfonso's St. Bite. Yeah. And then, of course, we have the 10 schools. So, coming back to the monitoring evaluation team, that is still a work in progress. Now, you cannot have a program and you're not monitoring and evaluating right? Because you want to ensure that quality assurance is embedded into the program, right? So we are speaking with some qualified Garifuna educators, and one of them are right here in front of me, who will be a part of the monitoring, evaluation, and learning team, Dr. Tisby Usher, and a few others. So the next step in the coming months will be to finalize a framework for monitoring and evaluation and integrate that into our process. And I'm almost wrapping up here, folks. So can we put on the light again? So we started in 2023. This is 2026, right? So we went 2023 to 2024, 2024 to 2025. Now we're in 2025 to 2026. It is not without its challenges, right? Clearly. But that is what life is. Life is about challenge. It's not about staying down, though. It is about how you can bounce back up and keep moving. And we have an awesome group of people working across different levels, from the NGC to the Battle of the Drums, to the commission, to the coaches, to the principals, and of course the teachers. Not to forget the parents and the students who are all a part of this. So what impact does this program bring? One, we are experiencing a 360 turnaround from institutional denial. Some of you older folks will remember that at one point we were unable to speak Garifuna in the schools, right? Or when we were at church, we were denied that ability. So we have a 360 from institutional denial to institutional acceptance, because no less than the Ministry of Education has approved this program.
Correct.
Their promotion of intercultural appreciation and acceptance. In our school system, we have not only Garifuna, we have Garifuna, Maya, Creole, Mestizo, somehow here. But this program does not discriminate. Everyone in the school system are a part of the program. So we do not only have Garifuna children learning Garifuna, we also have non-Garifuna children learning Garifuna. There is a saying that says, you want your culture to survive, then you should give it away, right? So that is part of what we are doing here. Exposure of the Garifuna language every day to over 5,000 students across southern Belize and our target schools. Of course, restoration of Garifuna pride. Have we seen Garifuna pride at its highest over the past few years?
True.
There was a time when we would hide and don't want to be associated with being Garifuna, correct? Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Generally speaking.
I am so happy that, for example, in Belize City, we have the high school. So we have the high schools Battle of the Drum. So we have different high schools participating. We started that from 2012 every year. Belize City came in, I think, around 2016. One school, Wesley College. Now we have 5 high schools from Belize City being a part of the high schools Battle of the Drums. Imagine.
Yeah.
One time students would be afraid and shy and don't want to be seen to be drumming and singing. Now we have 5 schools being a part of that. Isn't that amazing? So, again, restoration of the Garifuna pride, of course, and of course, building teachers' capacity. And then I will wrap up by talking about future projections for the program. So, this program is here to stay. Just like the NGC is here to stay, and the Battle of the Drums is here to stay. This program is here to stay. So, what are some of the things we are seeing, and how do we need to continue to move? One, we need to solidify the program in the South, right? Like I said, it's not without its challenges, and you'll be surprised that some of our challenges are coming from our very own. But, be that as it may, we are not daunted, right? This group, what we got, we're not easy, like I would say, right? And then we want to roll out the program beyond the South. I know that President Alex has been harping on that. But at the commission, in addition to being structured, we are also realistic. So it cannot be that we will seek to stretch out and compromise what we have in the South and we're not ready, right? So it is about being ready, it is about being practical, and it is about planning, including allocating the resources, because again, it's not cheap for us to be doing all of this. And the Ministry of Education was clear to us. This is your program. You have to finance it. You have to run it. But of course, yes, from time to time, we will be able to support. All right? So we want to look beyond the South, but for now, we're not seeing that. We want to solidify the South some more. And then we can look beyond. Interestingly now, you may have been, and some of you may have been visiting the homeland for National Day in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You may have heard the Prime Minister, no less than the Prime Minister of St. Vincent, saying, we want the teaching of the Garifuna language in St. Vincent. So, likewise, the Minister of Education has said that, and many other individuals. At this time, I want to recognize Attorney at Law, Ms. Soila Ellis. Ms. Soila, can you please rise so everybody can see you? Ms. Soila is an advocate and a stalwart in St. Vincent. She resides there, and she is somebody who is pushing our Garifuna agenda there.
That's right.
Through the Garifuna Heritage Foundation and other initiatives. Ms. Oila, we are very thankful to you. Please give her another big round of applause. So guess what? Through the efforts of Ms. Oila, and of course, with the mindset from the Prime Minister and the Minister of Education, they wrote just this week to our Ministry of Education to say, Belize, we would like for you to help us with the integration of the Garifuna language in St. Vincent in the schools. And specifically, we would like the Garifuna Language Commission to lead the effort. Isn't that a validation of our work?
That's right.
Yeah, that's a validation of our work. So again, we will start the conversation. We will look to how we can help our homeland, right? And while at the same time keeping our program solid. And like I like to say, it is not the sky that is the limit. It is our minds.
That's right.
That's the limit. So, Laulia Nigero, thank you very much.
All right, so you have heard the journey, right? So on the ground, what are we doing on the ground? If you are a teacher at one of our schools, stand. Principal. All right, so we are grateful for what they do. So my job, along with Social Rita and initially Ito Dats, we go into the schools and we train the teachers. After we developed the curriculum, it took a while. We looked at all who wanted to work with us. Because my job was to find the different programs that are being used to teach Garifuna, so we can see what is out there and put something together. There were some they didn't even practice on me. No practice. But we were on a mission and we got what we had, and so we put that together. We used to go to the place where is that we work the Benofan? Huh? Why? We go hang out at why live large and I see. Hey, that's why never mind. And we saw all that we have, and then we figure it out and put it together. Then we decide we're gonna split ourselves by division. So we work on that, and we come together again. So it was a task, but a fun-filled task. It wasn't like a job for us. It wasn't tiring. We enjoyed what we were doing, and then we have the document. So we go into the school, and then we teach the teachers the rules, the orthography of the Garifuna language. We also came up with a book, a good boy, sir. And then it has all the instructions that you can think about. So teachers from Bulisi, teachers from Holy Family contributed to this document. At one point, during the lunchtime, I went and I sat with the Holy Family teachers, and then we continued to fine-tune the document. It was up to me now to put it together. But I like books, right? So I designed the cover and put it together, and and. So these phrases are also being taught in the classroom along with the curriculum. We had schools that we called pilot schools, the original ones that Nati Darius spoke about, and then we had the soft rollout. The pilot schools every month, we the trainers are in the schools, and we provide that training along with the curriculum support to the teachers. And the soft rollout, they were given the support, and they had to be teaching the phrases in this book, like you be bob, with benafi, ida beagi, then also no kumu. So whatever instructions they give, it's here in English and Garifuna. And along the way, in the training, the teachers also develop resources. We keep complaining we don't have resources. I say we don't need to get resources from out there. You can create it. So teachers have been creating jingles. They have created different songs and fun songs for the children to learn. They have developed games to teach the numbers and letters and the different concepts that we're teaching. Mrs. Doris Sabal, raise your hand, Mrs. Sabal. Created one song. I won't put her on the spot. My sister is not like me, right? So I told them, listen, create songs that jingles that the students can use, right? So I challenged infant division, but she was the one from infant division who created the song to clean up. Bauer. So she created this, and we've shared it because we also have a book that we started with all these jingles. Some from some that Mr. Clifford Palacio translated. I remember. Budawa mo garada. Budawa me ife. Warumadahatia. Warumadahatia. Hilogirangyo. Hilogirangyo. Budawa mo garada. Budawa me ife. Harumo galamuga. Harumo galamuga. That's our production right there. And so some of these jingles and some of these songs we have recorded under our guidance. Ching. So we need money. We ended up at Junimar. So we got students from Holy Ghost, Sacred Heart, myself, Mr. Howard, and that initiative was also done Penny in studio. And so we have these recorded We have an online library that the students, that the teachers, and the coaches can access so they can get material from there. So we've been doing a lot of work, and that's not even all. The coaches are also assisting and training and pushing the work forward. So the challenge is at times resource, but I don't know why my teachers at primary school, especially when you reach the upper, oh, if you don't pass, you are being a hustler. Now, what you hustle and how you hustle it. Hello. Correct. You know, say no broke hustler. You ever see a broke hustler? Never. They always have. So we've been hustling. So we go hustle materials. Some people from America have helped us. In Belize, they give us a typing sheet. They will send supplies, and that helps us with our training. So I want, as I conclude, for the National Garifuna Council, that means the executive and always, to know that the Garifuna Language Commission is ours. It is ours. One. Hinga. Hala Batla the drums, and get NGC. So I said, "No, Larry, you know, come like yagta, right?" So we don't want you to see the commission as something yonder. It's ours.
Yeah.
We are the commission.
That's right.
We only have soldiers on the ground like myself, and on the commission represented NGC, myself, Ramba Warisi. Warisi here as the youth representative, and we have Mrs. Raquel Castillo as well. She replaces Ito Dax. So we are the three representatives on the commission, and we have our president also who is a part of it. So it's ours. Let's embrace it. Let's pray for us. We've had some haters along the way, but let them stay there. Enjoy the hating while we flourish. Yay! That's right. I've heard their statement. I've seen them in action. Liabi laugh with the yagi. Laduga, tenga nagut no, Marcella Lewis. Ni bari le bani. So one later, I'm a moon gube. Prostanti, enga goma, oh, he said he won't. That's to get God along. Yeah, low fraggy, low, they were saying, I got doing obey Meriga on a TV pass. Eh? Barry. I mean, how no tomorrow. They were saying, oh, let's spell na. Aburugule. Garada. Typing sheet. Ni be kate website. You know? No what doing it. So, Log get clear. And apart from that, we have different activities that we have the children participating. We had our second primary school Battle of the Drums competition. And I was worried at the meeting, how these students will be moving around with these big gararu, right? Chuck. I was worried about nothing when they got on stage and how they're performing, right? So, and we have the competition that originally started with the Battle of the Drums. So they've now incorporated that into the commissioned work. So the students are also a part of that. So, Sarah May. Oh, one more thing. We have also unit plans for the 3 cycles for our curriculum. So our document is now complete, and we'll be meeting in June to review and make sure it's aligned, and then we can roll out after that. So thank you, our unit writers. Yes. No, preschool and special ed are a part of it. So,
I can move actually.
Yes, because yes, the unattached primary school, they're not a part of it yet. But if they want to, no problem.
Yeah.
The attached schools, the ones that we have, the 10 want to have preschool and special ed, they are part of the program. No child left behind.
That's
the
right.
10.
All right, before we go into our third presentation, and our presenter is already here, we have some gifts to give away. So everyone that registered should have received a ticket.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Very nice.
Anyone that registered that did not receive a ticket, please go
And
ahead
it's
and
water.
raise up it so it can be included.
Strong water.
So take out your red tickets. All right, guys, are we ready? Yes. Okay. All right, so the first is, yep, and hello. If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. If you can hear my voice, clap 3 times. Very good. If you want to win, you have to stay quiet. All right. Thank you. So the first is a gift certificate and it's a manicure. So just let me take it out. As you have seen, our presentation was time and our moderator was time. So it's a different program, right? So the first one. 977-534. If you're not yet come on up. Come on